What if the lines stretching across the sky after a jet passes by were more than just harmless condensation trails? For decades, countless people have wondered about these persistent streaks, often called chemtrails by many and dismissed as conspiracy by others. But what if there's a grain of truth buried beneath the waves of skepticism? Dane Wigington, a researcher with nearly 30 years' experience investigating this very topic, pulls back the curtain to reveal a truth that many consider taboo, a truth about covert geoengineering programs, environmental damage, and an ongoing war waged invisibly above our heads. Most casual observers accept the mainstream explanation that these skylines are just contrails, condensation trails formed by water vapor from jet exhaust condensing in cold air. But Wigington challenges this notion, arguing that simple water vapor could not persist for hours nor spread widely across the sky. His observations, supplemented by scientific tests and video footage, suggest these trails contain aerosolized particulates, including toxic metals like bioavailable aluminum nanoparticles and other compounds such as barium, strontium, and even graphene. Wigington highlights that standard explanations don't align with everyday experience. Your breath on a cold day doesn't produce clouds hanging in the air for prolonged periods, nor do vehicle exhausts cause lasting smoky skies. According to him, what we are witnessing is the result of intentional high-altitude spraying designed not just to obscure the sky, but to influence the climate in ways hidden from public understanding. The term chemtrails itself, as Wigington explains, has become a tool of misinformation meant to discredit those who question official accounts. He prefers scientific language like climate engineering, solar radiation management, stratospheric aerosol injection, and weather modification to better frame the issue and avoid immediate dismissal. According to Wigington, these programs are not fringe theories, but well-documented government operations involving massive fleets of aircraft retrofitted to disperse particulate matter for geoengineering purposes. The openly stated goal behind these efforts is to mitigate global warming by reflecting sunlight away from the Earth. Yet the unintended, or perhaps ignored, consequences are severe environmental damage and a worsening climate crisis. He asserts these activities have been ongoing since at least the end of World War II, with military and research entities coordinating intergovernmental efforts to manipulate weather and atmospheric conditions globally. Extravagant in scale, estimates suggest tens of millions of tons of nanoparticles are sprayed yearly. Such widespread contamination, he argues, is transforming the atmosphere into a toxic environment nobody warned us about. Wigington emphasizes that the repercussions of these operations go far beyond questionable weather modification. Trees are dying in staggering numbers because their root systems and soil microbiomes are poisoned by toxic heavy metals deposited from these aerosols. The decline in insect populations, bees, aquatic insects, and plankton, has reached catastrophic levels, threatening entire ecosystems and food chains. Even larger animals, such as whales, have been found with elevated levels of free-form aluminum in their tissues. Furthermore, he connects the destruction of the ozone layer and the infiltration of UVC radiation to these geoengineering efforts, presenting an ominous picture of planetary health deteriorating under relentless, unseen assault. With the protective layers of the atmosphere compromised, humanity becomes more vulnerable to solar flares and electromagnetic events that could cripple infrastructure and endanger lives. Wigington reveals that this technology is not only about climate intervention, but is also weaponized as a form of weather warfare. Historical military operations like Operation Popeye in Vietnam demonstrated cloud seeding to extend monsoons and disrupt enemy supply lines, leading to international treaties banning weather manipulation for wartime purposes. Yet, clandestine programs continue under different guises. He proposes that recent anomalies in hurricane patterns, unusual blizzards in typically warm regions, and other extreme weather events are direct results of deliberate manipulation using patented technologies such as ionospheric heaters like HARP. These installations can steer storm paths, stall precipitation, or create engineered droughts for geopolitical purposes. The United States military, leveraging an overwhelming fleet of aerial tankers and advanced surveillance, dominates this domain. Despite the mounting evidence Wigington presents, there is a glaring absence of official acknowledgement. Scientists within NOAA, NASA, and the National Weather Service reportedly face gag orders preventing them from discussing these programs. Legislators and environmental groups often avoid the topic, fearing loss of funding or political fallout. Media outlets echo the dismissive narrative, labeling concerned citizens as conspiracy theorists, effectively marginalizing genuine inquiry. Wigington recounts efforts to engage political figures, including the governor of California, and notes the legislative push in some states attempting to ban geoengineering activities, though such actions remain symbolic against the broader military-industrial apparatus driving these programs. This is not merely a technological or scientific issue, but a profound ethical crisis. Wigington describes the troubling disconnect between those executing these programs, often military personnel acting under tight compartmentalization, and the devastating consequences that ripple through ecosystems and communities. He suggests those in power are trapped in a hubristic mindset, believing they can control nature and avert disaster, while reality unfolds in unintended and catastrophic ways. He warns that the long-term damage is accelerating, threatening the survival of countless species and even human civilization itself. The scale of deception, contamination, and degradation requires urgent, transparent disclosure and accountability. The fight for awareness, according to Wigington, must start with credible information that can awaken the global population before it is too late.